No, because you're about in line.
They're about to come forward.
No, but it's not going to be that close.
And they're off. Racing for the finale, the John Warren ABP Intermediate race. 3 miles and 19 fences in front of them.
Oh, that was wrong, Jack. You said you wouldn't be last.
The first one to show, and the Drew Holmes comes to the first and jumps it boldly. They're all over safely. In second position, the blue jacket of Molten Brown. And then in third, Natty Ladd in red and yellow. Red headgear for Natty Ladd as well. A little wider out on the track in black is Instant Shot, and then Salutar with the white sleeves and the red jacket down along the inside is All For One as they straighten up for home on the first occasion here, and now gallop on towards fence number 2. Silent Cliche in the 2 pieces, with Molten Brown and Natty Ladd, the red headgear for company. Working away to the left in the black is Instant Shot, and then All For One and Salutar is at a sensible sort of tempo. They now come to tackle the third, and there was only about a length or so covering the whole field there of 6 as they now make the journey on up to the winning post, and they have just over a couple of circuits left to go for this John Warren ABP Intermediate race. And it is Silent Cliche who shows the way here by about a head, no more, to on the near side Instant Shot, and the Fraser Campbell who's now moving much closer, and Natty Ladd is up in between the pair. Approaching a plain fence now. Racing in fourth is Salutar, only a length or so off the pace, and then 2 or 3 lengths away to All For One and Molten Brown, who are now rather content just to sit at the rear end of the field. Approaching an open ditch, and Natty Ladd probably just landing in front that time. On the outside is Instant Shot in the black colours, and through along the inside is Silent Cliche. They're being followed in fourth by Salutar, and then Molten Brown and All For One. So they come to tackle another 4 in a line at the head of affairs there, and they now have a left-handed turn coming up at the bottom end of the racecourse. So still not a great deal of ground between first and last, with the lambs on the infield just scampering away from them as they run on past. And up ahead it is Silent Cliche by about 3/4 of a length to in second place Instant Shot, and then Natty Ladd in the hands of Tristan Davidson. Him and Victor Thompson have been in great form over the last week or so. They're being followed through by the white-faced Salutar with the white sleeves, and then All For One, the red and blue at the back, and the blue jacket, the yellow armlets and the red cap of Molten Brown. Over the first in the back straight, quite a spectacular sort of recovery there from Alice Fisher aboard Salutar. Right arm went right up in the air as they now come up over the next. Salutar more fluent, and All For One that time was, if I was to be picky, a little untidy in rear, but no real harm done, and there's only still about 6 lengths covering first to last as they complete the first mile and a quarter or so of their journey, and race on down into the dip.
Can't go downhill, can he?
They'll be back where they started. A new leader now, Natty Ladd, has gone on clearly by about 3/4 of a length to Instant Shot in second, Salutar running in third, with Molten Brown and Silent Cliche the next pair, and then 4 lengths away to All For One at the rear end of the field. So up and out of the dip they come, and now on towards the next jumping test. This is going to be number 9. Natty Ladd out jumped on either side there by Salutar, who's now taken hold of the bit and has moved through, and Instant Shot to the outside is now in second. Natty Ladd demoted to third momentarily, Silent Cliche running in fourth. Good lead early. They're being followed through by Molten Brown and All For One. So into the home straight they come, and if they get close together next time, they're going to be in for a real grandstand finish to the finale here at Hexam today. And up and over this one they came. Natty Ladd hit that pretty hard, and Tristan Davidson momentarily only had one hand on the reins as they now gallop on towards what will be the final fence next time around. It is number 11 here, and Salutar rose just ahead of Instant Shot. Natty Ladd up in between the pair in the red headgear. They're 2 lengths away now from All For One, who starts to catch up a little bit in the hands of Jackie Coward, the red with the blue cap, and then 2 lengths further behind them to find Silent Cliche, and Molten Brown is the back marker, but only just. A circuit left to go, and it is Natty Ladd and Instant Shot. They continue to show up prominently here as they come to this one now. Natty Ladd, another slight blunder there through along the inside of Instant Shot. About 4 or 5 lengths away to All For One, who's now inherited third as Salutar starts to backpedal somewhat. At an open ditch now, Molten Brown is improving on past Salutar, and Silent Cliche now with Salutar at the rear. So they're now beginning to string out a little more as they race on towards the final fence going on this stretch before entering the back for the final time. An instant shot, big bold jump, all for one, not too clever, but is closing all the while. And Naki Lad is now in third place. They're being followed about 8 or 9 lengths away in fourth by Molten Brown, who has a bit of work to do now, and then Silent Cliche and Salutar is now pulling up at the back. So thinning out somewhat as they make the journey uphill and left-handed out towards the side. And All for One has come from last place here to challenge Instant Shot for the lead. About a half length or so between the pair. 4 or 5 lengths away to Naki Lad in third, and then in fourth Molten Brown from Silent Cliche, who is the last of the 5 who remain. As they now come to the first fence going down the back straight, Instant Shot and All for One. They race wide apart. Instant Shot took 3 lengths out of All for One there, with Naki Lad back in third. Molten Brown a further 7 lengths away in fourth, and a similar gap back to Silent Cliche. So Instant Shot comes towards the next and put in a spring heel jump there to All for One. Back in third is Naki Lad, and then Molten Brown, and Silent Cliche is a long last. So Instant Shot, who is one of the outsiders here, the other outsider, Salutar, has been pulled up, but Instant Shot is going pretty well up at the head of affairs. All for One is in second place, about 5 lengths adrift. Jackie Coward not quite panicking as yet, and they in turn are a very long way ahead of Naki Lad and Molten Brown, who now look like getting round in their own time in third and fourth. And Silent Cliche is a long way back in behind those. So strictly the one to catch here in the hands of Fraser Campbell, it is Instant Shot.
Jumps this well,
All for One in second. Jackie Coward now just working a little harder on that one. Instant Shot up and over the third last safety to All for One. And a very long gap back to Naki Lad, and then Silent Cliche. Naki Lad is up and over it in third, Silent Cliche in fourth. Not too convinced that Molten Brown is going to jump that fence and has been pulled up. Instant Shot then making the journey back towards home, about 10 lengths ahead of All for One. Is not really closing in as they now race on towards the second last. Instant Shot with the advantage, and another big bold jump from Instant Shot. All for One touches down in second place as they now make the journey on towards the final fence, and it is Instant Shot, who's always been prominent but looking pretty leg weary approaching the last. Comes to it now, Instant Shot. That was a tyre jump. All for One is definitely closing. It was a tyre jump by the second, but the second is closing on the leader. So it is Instant Shot rolling home in front by about 5 lengths over All for One in second position. And racing into the closing stages, Instant Shot is keeping up the pace here from All for One, who got pretty close, but not close enough ultimately. And Instant Shot wins the last in the hands of Fraser Campbell. Back in second position, All for One. And they were a long way ahead of Silent Cliche, who's going to come through to be third. And Naki